What's going on YouTube? This is Sean. I am back again, and in this video we're going to be working on the gloves, the shoes, or slippers, or iron boots, or EVA boots, whatever you want to call it, and also the helmet for the IronMan Mk Infinity Wars. And yes, let's just jump right into it. Here are the patterns for the palm piece. And right here I am attaching where the knuckle of the hand is going to be. And once you get that glued together, you should be able to slip your thumb right through that hole. And then instead of gluing the side pieces together, I decided to go with Velcro, so that way I can take it on and off easily. And I'm using loop Velcro for this side of the hand, which is the, the outer palm, opposite of the thumb, just like that. And I'm not gonna need this piece anymore, so I'm gonna snip that off. So yeah, it should just slip in just like that and around your hand, something like that. Since there are so many pieces for the finger, I'm just going to work on one finger, and you kind of get the idea. You just kind of repeat this process over with the other fingers. The most difficult part of the fingers is this tip right here, but once you get it all glued together, yeah, you're pretty much done, just like that. Now you gotta repeat it 4 more times. Now when putting it together, it's easier to put this on with the thinnest glove possible, but since I don't have one of those, I'm going to use this glove that I picked up from Harbor Freight. I'm gonna start off by putting the palm piece over, just like that, and then I'm gonna slip all my pieces on there. Now, I'm not going to glue any of these pieces down, but if I was, then the only part I would glue would be the tip of the finger. That should hold the rest of the finger pieces in place. Now, once you get it all together, it should look something like that. Now, I ain't quite figured out what I'm going to do about the arc pulse, hand pulse thingy there. Probably gonna put some reflectors there, or maybe a flashlight. I don't know. We'll save that for another video. Or you guys let me know what y'all think I should do in the comment section below. Now here are the pieces for the shoes. I'm using some EVA floor mat for the bottom of the shoe, but I'm using 6mm EVA foam for the rest of the shoe. And I'm thinking maybe I should have went a little bit thicker, since this is the shoe piece. Going in there and burning in some undercuts or V-groove undercuts, but instead of gluing it together, I'm just gonna burn it in there, and whenever I glue everything together, it's going to take its shape. So yeah, now when I glue these pieces together, they're going to stagger on top of each other. So I'm gonna go in there and draw in a line about 1/4 inch in the edge right there. And then I'm going to apply some contact cement, and whenever it's dry to attack, I'm going to attach them together just like this. I'm going to start with the outside, and then I'm going to work my way around to the other side, and just like that. And then I'm going to do the same for the top piece of the shoe. And once everything is in place, I'm going to press them together to make sure everything is nice and on there. Then I'm going to stick the tip of the shoe there. And I did cut those edges in an inward angle cut. That way they bevel in just like that. And now I'm going to work on the heel part of the shoes. And I did cut these edges in an inward angle cut, so that way when I glue them together, they bevel just like that. And then once I get it all put together, I'm going to attach it to the front half of the shoe right there, and on the other side. Now this may work for some people, but for me, I'm going to do it differently. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this way first. Once I get all that glued together, I'm going to glue it down to the EVA floor mat for the sole of the shoes. Well, alrighty, now that I got the top part of the shoe to the bottom part of the shoe, is looking really legit. The only problem is it's really hard to walk in these things. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right down the middle. And this was something that I did on the Iron Man before this, and it worked out pretty well. I just cut it into 2 pieces, and then I glued an elastic band down the middle, or to hold the 2 pieces together, and it seemed to work out pretty well. It held on to the shoes, and yeah, so it should look something like this when you get the elastic glued together. And it's pretty much one size fit all. Well, not really, I mean, depending on how wide your feet is, but yeah, so it's a little more comfortable this way. Alright, so now we're gonna move along and work on the helmet. And yeah, this is all the pieces for the helmet. I've already got everything cut out and all my inner patterns traced out, and all my undercuts done up. And right here it has an undercut too. So yeah, I'm gonna apply some contact cement, and once everything is dry to attack, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling everything. And I'm going to start with the I guess by flipping everything over, because you know I like to work backwards or upside down, and use the surface of my table to make sure that that all my edges are nice and smooth. Some people really can't do it this way because they got to see where they're gluing, but as long as you know your edges are flat together, then it doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm just more comfortable doing it this way, and my edges look a whole lot cleaner when I do it like that. And yeah, so far I've got the front of the face to the side of the face put together. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that process over onto the other side. And notice I'm lifting the ear up, and it's gonna actually go underneath the I guess jawline, the side piece, just like that. Now in the drawings it's actually 2 separate pieces, and you just glue that piece underneath, but you kind of get the idea. Now that I got those 2 side pieces and the mouthpiece put together, I'm gonna go ahead and attach them together down the middle. She has something that looks like this, and then I'm going to take the forehead piece right there. I'm gonna close up that undercut that I did, and then glue it together to the side pieces, just like that. Now these edges right here do have inward angle cuts, so whenever I attach them together, it'll bevel in like that. Then I'm gonna attach the bridge of the nose right there. Then I'm gonna take the top of the helmet and then glue it down the center right there, and right to the back, just like that. And then we'll repeat the process over again with the other side. Once I get that part done, then I'm going to glue it right down the middle. And so far it's coming along pretty nicely. And there you have it, the top part of the helmet. Now I'm going to glue the chin piece, and this part is actually got some inward angle cuts along the edges, so that way when you glue it together it'll bevel in just like that. And yeah, so far so groovy. It's time to put on the last piece of the helmet. I'm gonna fold this in half so that way I don't that way I can start down the middle right there and just glue it along the edge of the bottom back part of the helmet, just like that. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this helmet. Well, I still gotta heat seal it and burn in some of those lines right there with a wood burner to make it look, you know, complete, because right now it looks kind of like a helmet made out of EVA foam. Yeah. Eventually, I'm gonna put some white screen mesh around the eyes and glue some dark fabric around on the cheeks, so you know breathing is easier. So I got this PVC pipe here with a cap on it, and I use this to round out my helmet whenever I do my heat forming. And not only does the heat forming make it look rounder, cooler, it also seals the foam up too, so that way when you go and use Plasti Dip or Mod Podge, it doesn't take as much to seal the foam, and it also looks better once you paint it too. So yeah, this is one process you don't want to skip. And now it's time to break out the wood burner, and I'm burning these lines for the final touches. I'm gonna carefully take my, I guess, flat spatula tip of the wood burner and then burn in those lines. And notice I'm also burning along the glued edges because I do want those to stand out, or yeah, stand out a little bit. And also helps with the painting process, because I'm going to be painting it gold along the or within the burnt lines. Duh. So yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. I'm going to cover the painting process in another video, and yeah, so far this is where we are at with the Mark 50. And if you're into this kind of stuff, I mean, if you're really into it, then check out the links in the description down below. Take you to the templates. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something. And if you got something out of this video, hit that like button. And if you dislike this video, then hit that dislike button twice.